Given that you clicked on the video after seeing the title, you know what we are going to be talking about. Like, believe me, I would much rather be talking about the Jonas Eidevall drama, but unfortunately that is not on the cards today. On Sunday, in a league match against FC Köln, Lena Oberdorf had to be helped off the pitch after an injury to her right knee. And just a day later, on Monday, Bayern Munich confirmed that Lena Oberdorf had suffered an ACL tear to her right knee. Usually I don't make videos for injury news, but this feels even more devastating than usual for a few reasons. The major one, of course, being that she just came back from an ACL tear to that right knee. Yes, this is her second ACL tear to the same leg in just over a year. Oberdorf had only played 7 competitive games for Bayern Munich since her return. Oberdorf first tore her ACL in her right knee back in July of 2024 during a Euros qualification match for Germany against Austria. This devastatingly ruled her out of the Paris Olympics that summer. While Germany did go on to win bronze, her absence was felt and really hindered the team. She signed for Bayern Munich from Wolfsburg technically in January 2024, but the contract would go in effect that summer. And of course, due to her ACL tear that summer, she missed the whole 2024-25 season for Bayern. This was immediately a huge loss, as Oberdorf is of course considered to be one of the best midfielders in the world, and the club would have to wait a whole nother year to see her play. Oberdorf of course also missed the Euros this past summer as a result of the rehab process, but she was on track to start this season for the Bavarian club. In August, she started playing her first matches for the club in preseason friendlies, where she was able to get back into form, making her competitive debut for Bayern in the DFB Super Cup against her former team Wolfsburg. In just her second Frauen Bundesliga game with Bayern, and her first game starting, she scored a brace against RB Leipzig in a 3-0 win. Her form with Bayern and of course her world-class status solidified her first call-up since last summer to the German national team that was announced last week, where they are set to play against France on Friday in the Nations League semifinal. She was back, and that is what makes this so heartbreaking. She was supposed to celebrate her comeback with Germany this week with 2 huge legs, just over a year after tearing her ACL on international duty. In Oberdorf's place, the German national team has recalled Lena Dahlmann. Their first game against France is set to be played on the 24th. So obviously, you didn't just click on this video for the news, you see the headlines. The question now is, how does this affect Bayern Munich, Germany, and of course, Oberdorf herself? First, Germany. They obviously have been playing without Oberdorf for the past year, and surprise, surprise, their main weakness has been the midfield. The Euros this past summer just really exposed this weakness. And as I said during the Euros, the pairing of Elisa Sens and Joachim Nüsken wasn't bad, but it really lacked a strong central presence that Oberdorf provided. Germany struggled to support their attackers and prevent opponents from running through their midfield. And while Oberdorf will miss, of course, the Nations League semifinals and final if Germany get past France, there is no major international tournament this summer for women's football, so barring any setbacks, Oberdorf will be back for the World Cup in 2027. Man, I mean, Germany just cannot get a break with these injuries. Oh my god. It goes without saying that Germany's chances of winning the Nations League would be much stronger if they had Oberdorf in their midfield. She has really been a key cog in this team since 2019, despite only being 23 years old. As for Bayern, they of course also went a whole season without her. However, Oberdorf isn't the only midfielder they have lost. Sarah Zadrazil also tore her ACL, so that means that Bayern is already down 2 potential starters in the midfield. However, their midfield is still pretty stacked. Their rostered midfielders right now include Linda Dahlmann, Ariana Caruso, and of course, Georgia Stanway. They also have the 2 young talents of Alara Sehitler and Momoko Tanakawa. Bayern are definitely still favorites for the Frauen Bundesliga unless Wolfsburg are able to go on a run and put really everything together. They definitely do lose a bit of an advantage in cup games though, and of course the Champions League. Oberdorf did not play in that 0-7 loss to Barcelona on match they won though. Yes, their midfield is still good, but Oberdorf is such an impactful player that is hard to replace. This is also just devastating for the club as this was such a big signing for them. And I mean, Bayern just have an absolute laundry list of injured players right now. As devastating as this is, there is a silver lining, if you could call it that. Oberdorf, of course, is still very, very young, only 23 years of age. She came back from her first ACL tear and has looked fine. She can come back from this one. But of course, that is easier said than done. The mental toll of coming back from an ACL tear is very real, and having to go right back into it, I mean, that's just brutal. I cannot even imagine. It's something that just destroys your soul. Like, fuck, man, I was so excited to see her play again, especially seeing her play with Yola Bronze again, but unfortunately we'll most likely have to wait another year. ACLs continue to be a plague on the women's game, and rob us of seeing great footballers in their prime. Players usually do take a step back after an injury like an ACL or meniscus, but again, Lena Oberdorf is only 23. I don't see her abilities permanently dropping from this. It's harder for older players usually to return to form after an ACL tear. However, given it is 2 ACL tears in only 15 months for Oberdorf, future injury history is definitely a real concern. And it unfortunately looks like she'll spend half of her Bayern contract on injured reserve. Thanks for watching this video. I am, of course, wishing Lena Oberdorf the best in her recovery. She's absolutely one of my favorite ballers and really has been since the 2019 World Cup. What were your guys' reactions to the news? Sorry for my low voice today, I am sick again. My next video will be a little different also, as it is a dive into race and English women's football.